Coach, you want to go ahead and make an opening statement and we'll go from there?
Well, congratulations to Michigan State. Really great performance by them in terms of just initiating the physicality of the game, the pace of the game, and just how hard they played. They were really ready and prepared, and I think they showed. That they have a fantastic team, and they'll be right there for not only the league title, but a lot more after that. And just very, very impressive. For our guys, wasn't our best performance. We weren't able to really get any of the phases that we wanted to try and be solid and defensively taken away, and they were able to, over the course of time, just wear us down. And a lot of 50-50 plays, a lot of hustle rebounds, a lot of physical things that they came up with, really resulted in a lot of just second chance points and breakthrough big plays where 5-point swings just turned the game. So give them credit. For us, we got to get back to work over the next couple of days. We have an opportunity at home against a really good Maryland team.
Coach, they really controlled the paint today. Of course, Juwan went down. Any word on Juwan?
No, he'll be reevaluated at home.
Archie, you talk a little bit about that 18-0 run that they had in that first half and the difference that made, but also going back to the paint, did that surprise you that they went inside when they talked all week about trying to run?
No. Their running game is the paint. They attack the paint off the advanced pass. They have the best rim runner in college basketball, Nick Ward, and they forced the action in the transition game, which did attack the paint. We had a hard time. They handled the post trap, I thought, really well. Our traps maybe were there on time, but our recovery out of them, they burned us. So we weren't really able to control the transition game or the post, and then when you add the rebounding to the mix, it was a disaster.
Zach.
I guess to that stretch in the first half in particular, did you feel like maybe it snowballed a little bit on your guys the way that it did early in the season against Fort Wayne or Indiana State?
No, I mean, we're playing a much different team.
Terry. You talked about it recently, but being able to knock down open threes.
Yeah, it hurt us. We had, you go through a long stretch, you need a couple of those things to go in, whether they were open or whether you had a back in and around the basket. It just it wasn't a good offensive showing, and they had a lot to do with it. Everything was contested. When we did have an open one, it felt so much pressure like you had to make it. When we did make a couple, obviously we're scoring, you're okay, but your offense has to be able to get you something. And even when Juwan was in there, we got nothing really going. And I thought from the onset it was going to be a game where we were going to have a couple guys make a few, and that just wasn't the case. I thought Rob got off to a decent start and Josh made a couple, but other than that, that's about all we had from the perimeter.
Archie, I saw Colin wasn't wearing his brace today. Was that more of a comfort thing, or was he maybe feeling a little bit better?
I think he was cleared to take it off.
Quick follow-up, just with that, how much has his just shooting stroke been affected by some of the injuries? Is that kind of it, or do you see anything else? With
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's a guy that can come back around from that. Right now, he's not shooting the ball particularly well, but he's been in practice every day. He's been working hard, and I think shooting's like one of those things. You start playing mind games about it, you start talking about it. The next thing you know, you have a couple games. But he's a veteran guy, and there's a lot of games left. I would suspect that he'll be back, and he'll make some, and he'll make some big ones for us.
Anything else?
Cassius Winston, for them, his assist to turnover ratio was really good. It hasn't been lately. What was he able to do to kind of direct things?
He pushed the tempo for him. His advanced passes up the floor across, to their perimeter guys really got him going. I mean, he had a tempo that he pushed, and then I thought just running their stuff, being able to deliver the ball to their shooters on time off screens. He was good. So he's a good player.
Archie, you had a good stretch when you were down 25 to cut it 18. You had more points in the paint in that stretch than pretty much the whole game. It's disappointing not to see that continue after those few minutes.
Yeah, I thought we had a couple stretches there where it got under 20, where if you just kept going, maybe it gets to 15 or 14, and then you start to breathe a little bit, work a little bit about it, but couldn't sustain it. And then on the other end, it just. When you make a mistake and you don't run hard, that one mistake against these guys, you get killed. And I think, there's multiple examples in this game of missed shot led to a basket or foul or three-point play just because they're constant pressure with their transition. And I think that's how they played all year. Maybe they haven't gotten gotten going the last few games, but clearly with the emphasis that they put on it tonight, I think you can see what they can do with that. And that was the biggest deal in the game, is just not being able to sustain our transition defense. But when you can't score, it's hard. When you can't score and you're always running back, it becomes really hard. And I thought tonight, especially once Juwan went back, we had a hard time executing, we had a hard time running good offense. It became really just a stagnant half court where you had Rob and Josh just trying to make as many plays as they possibly could. And that was tough on them.
You're talking about guys struggling to hit some shots, but Rob hit 4 of 5 from 3. He was pretty much on the whole night. What was he doing differently that was allowing him to make some shots?
He just being very aggressive. I think he knew that he was going to have to step up and make some plays for us. And he did that. He played hard the whole way through. He had 6 more defensive rebounds. I think that's probably about 24 defensive rebounds in 4 games. There's not much more you can ask of Rob. He's doing a really good job leadership-wise. And, I'm happy for him that he's able to play right now at the level that he is. And he's got to sustain that. So does Josh. Josh is playing better for us the last few games as well. So if those 2 guys can continue to play well, I think we'll be okay.
All right, thanks, Archie.
Thanks.